Welcome back, Attack. My name's Skylent, and today we're playing a new Android or mobile. We're playing on specifically Android. We're playing a mobile new game called Chaos Legends. All right, this is gonna be a blind raw dog first impression. We're just gonna go ham. Hopefully, have some fun here. Yeah. So here we go. Let's join in. I just did my update. I will say the update took quite a little bit. But guys, this is the game just became available. It's open availability though, so you can find it on the Google Play Store. You should be able to find it on the Google Play Store. So it is playable right now. Update took a little bit, but let's go jump into this. We're playing on the NVIDIA. This is the NVIDIA Shield. I'm not exactly sure which version this is, but it's the NVIDIA Shield. They're generally, very similar. Gaming tablets, really good gaming tablets. So we are playing on a gaming tablet. It is meant to play games very well. So if this game has any stutters or lags or whatever, you guys can see the performance. I will say I am rendering at 30 FPS though, so you won't be able to see if it plays at 60, but I'll mention that. Okay, so there's a server list. That's pretty cool. We can play EU, C, US. I like that. Server stuff is nice. I hate it when I am forced into a certain server just because I'm on the Google Play US version. That really sucks. So really awesome. I'm gonna give a shout out to this. Thank you so much for allowing us to choose a server, because I have a lot of friends that play in EU. I'm East Coast anyways, my ping is fine in EU, and I like to play with them. But for this, since we're doing a first impression test, let's go ahead and play on the US servers. US Windy, just one server. We're gonna log in here. Probably gonna have to log in with some credentials, so, can't show that exactly. All right, there we go. We're going into the game, guys. Hopefully this is going to be fun. Now, this is by Snail Games. This is a company that so far has made pretty interesting products. We've already seen one action RPG, Age of Wushu, from them on mobile devices, and they also make the MMO, Age of Wushu, which was the very first game I ever did a first impression on. Yeah, believe it or not. So, Snail Games, I got a lot of hype for this, but its reviews, maybe it's just, a bunch of people jumping on the game at the moment, but it's like, I think, it's not so great reviews, but then again, first impressions, I don't know. I try not to let that get to me, but I do want to mention it, so we'll see. We'll see how the game develops, though. We have the warrior, balanced fighter, the mage, the soldier. All right, who are we gonna play? What are we gonna do? Who are we gonna play? The warrior, the mage, or the soldier? The warrior and the soldier seem kind of similar, don't they? But we don't know until I play them. We can play the mage, which is pretty weird. I didn't know like the Age of Wushu. Okay. Anyways, let's play the mage. Let's play the mage. I'm thinking we're gonna play the mage. Oh wow. Okay, so first off, you guys can't see because it's not rendering at 30. I'm not capturing at 30 FPS, but the game is running at 60 FPS flawlessly. I know it's just character creator, but that's how it is. Okay, so solo attack, group attack. Basically just big DPS. Okay, I got it. Now only 3 classes, very limited, but maybe we're gonna see the customization later on. So we're probably gonna play as a female. Can we play as male as well? Okay, we can pick a male.
Behavior under etiquette.
Okay.
Behavior under etiquette.
Now let's see. We have the Kingdom of Li and Chu, I believe. It says Li, right? I can't quite read that. Chu, like a cursive-y. I guess we're gonna pick, let's go with Chu. We're gonna go with the Kingdom of the Chu. It doesn't seem like there's any customization, which kind of scares me. What's a Mandate of Heaven? What's this? Okay, so if I just, let the game decide for me, which I guess I will, then I get some bonuses. It's probably gonna assign me to the one that has the least amount of people. So there's balance. So the name, we're gonna name it Skylent. Skylent. Sounds good to me, and I guess that's it for the customization. The game is looking really good right now so far, though, and stylistically, I like the UI as well so far, but all the previous games had pretty good UI design elements as well. Leaving me pretty hyped. Let's go, cinematic!
To heaven and earth, the sky demon possessed King Zhou and made him believe that King Wu was coming to take his territory. King Zhou was angry and led his troops to eliminate the Duke of the West's family. The heavens are in turmoil. Nobles make themselves kings to resist the tyrant Yin Shang. 4 world saints were called upon to assist Zhan Ziya's crusade against the tyrant. a new story starts.
And I guess that was it. Load time seems to be going pretty fast, but I think we're just loading a tutorial. So, you know, there's that. Okay, so we have a very Zenonia or very usual action RPG sort of setup here. We've got action buttons on the right. It's pretty crazy. They're giving us a lot of buttons immediately. And we can move. We have a virtual joystick. And let's see how this is utilized. Amazing. Okay, they got it right. Basically, this works by you put your finger pretty much anywhere on the left side of the screen, and it generates the joystick there, and then you can move. Oh, I like that you can actually see that on the screen there. A lot of the times it doesn't capture that, so that's pretty good. So we can move that there. Okay, it shows the ping in the bottom left. The ping is pretty fucking high, I'm gonna admit it. It's pretty high. Oh snap, we're getting into combat here. Yeah, the ping's pretty high for me being on the US servers. Now, the combat and everything might be easier, maybe casualized in the very beginning because it is a mobile game. That's just, you know, how it is. But it's probably going to ramp up in difficulty later on, but we'll see, you know. It's still first impressions. There was a little bit of hiccups with the FPS. That wasn't just my recording. Just a little bit of a hiccup with that. Let's see, what are we doing? Oh, we got to break these things. We got to save this guy. So we're playing as a mage here, and we got this crazy, like, moon shield, and I don't know if this is going to be our starting armor, but it's pretty ridiculous. So the game seems to be probably like a usual another action RPG. But I mean, we'll see though, we'll see. Now the game kind of froze there. Okay, it's loading a cinematic, that's why. An in-game cinematic, so this is generated automatically. The game is not running at 60 FPS in this cinematic. Ha! And the animation, okay, that's awkward audio. And now I don't think the game is fully produced yet, so there's no voice acting here, there's no audio, there's no music. You know, it's how it is. Early access. It's, you know, I can't excuse it. I don't know, man. It is what it is, dude.
You do have a bit of skill. I will let you live.
Okay, but
this time.
But it does sound like there is going to be English voice acting if you want to play on the English. And yeah. Okay, yeah. So we got a couple of different abilities. We got potions, it looks like. We're gonna use some potions. Our health is really stupid high, is it not? What is going on? We got some dude, I'm just pressing one button. Hold on, can I just hold this? Okay, I can just hold this. Let's press some different abilities. Okay, so we have a movement ability. That's pretty cool. We got a Ice Nova ability. What is this? We can, like, rain down freaking fireballs. And what is this ability? I have no... Oh, snap. Okay, that's like an ultimate. Okay, that is an ultimate. Okay, so we have a couple of different basic abilities. And that seems really cool. Seems like there's a lot of depth. I'm thinking that this is like...
This is...
Yeah. Normally in games like this, they give you all the abilities and then take them away and you slowly reclaim them. It kind of gives you a taste of what the end game's going to be like. I think that's what this is. So let's go fight a boss. This is good for first impressions though. Let's see. Can we move? Okay, so you can attack move. Kind of. Let's see. Let me attack. Okay. Kind of. You have to be strategic with it. Now it seems like you ooh, you don't quite auto aim. Not exactly. I mean, kind of you do, but kind of you don't. There's some awkwardness with that. Maybe I just gotta learn the game a little bit. We'll see. Now, what you're seeing on the screen, right? Oh, we got some indicators. We gotta dodge the indicators. Okay, so you do have to aim your character a little bit if you're not directly next to an enemy. Whoa! Dodge the indicators. I do like that it's introducing that. It's gonna show that the later bosses in the dungeons aren't just gonna be a cakewalk. You have to actually use your brain. I mean, it's probably not gonna be no Dark Soulsian, but it's probably gonna be, you know, Diablo-like, which is exciting. Okay, so you do have to aim your attacks. Nice. Okay, good stuff. And I mean, we're not getting hit, but you know, we're just trying to master the game. That's why I wanted to pick the mage. Oh shit, can we use our movement ability? Okay. That's not my movement ability. That's the movement ability, okay. There we go. Now the audio is, you know, there's no music there. It's whatever, you know, the game is not out yet, so. Oh no! Okay, I don't know why that didn't hit me, because there's totally an indicator below me, but whatever. Obviously the game has some kinks to be worked out. But I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty excited about what I'm seeing so far. I mean, as somebody who's, you know, done a lot of first impressions, I look for very specific things. So in a boss encounter, I look for those things. Now, it was kind of tragic, it didn't hurt me at all, but it's a tutorial, so, you know. From here on out, we're gonna skip the in-game cinematics and stuff like that, so you guys can watch that whenever you guys play. We've seen that they have them, but obviously they're not fully implemented yet, so we're gonna keep skipping. Now, this game seems very Age of Wushu-y, and in fact, it seems like it might even have some assets from their Age of Wushu action RPG, or at least built upon that. which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, I don't know. So anyways, apparently we lost all our abilities, and we lost all that cool-ass armor. So now we just have a basic auto attack. So from here, we're gonna learn all those different abilities. But honestly, me, as somebody who plays these kind of games a lot, I could totally start the game with just, you know, all those abilities. But that's gonna be the end game. It kind of sucks. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to get those abilities. Anyways, okay, so the game, now that I'm in here, into the actual overworld, the game is not running at 60 FPS. It might be locked, actually, and maybe when we actually get into dungeons, it'll go up or down. I don't know. It's running solidly, so I'm thinking that potentially the FPS is locked, which might be a good thing, because mobile devices tend to get really fucking hot. Abso-freaking-lutely. So, I think the game probably has a lot of PvP. Now, I'm not sure about all the full features of the game, the full feature set. We're just doing a live, raw first impression, as I said earlier. Okay, so we gotta go places. Where are we gotta go? What is this? What is this on the screen? I have no idea what this is. I don't know. I'm just doing things. It's pretty cool. Can you talk to people? So I can talk to people, like a general world. Awesome. So I'm really feeling like the MMO vibe coming from this. Yeah. All right, so where do I need to go? Where do I need to go? I got Marky. I gotta talk to her.
I'm so happy every time I see Brother Yang.
Here we go. Let's talk to Susu. My character looks awesome. Holy crap, dude! These mounts are amazing. Dude, do you see that peacock mount? Holy crap, dude! These are some amazing mounts. Game looks good. Look real good. I want the freaking raptor mount, man. All right, let's wander over here. I'm imagining we follow the compass-like arrow around our character. I like that. I mean, at first I kind of wanted an auto path, but I like that the game like forces you to move around, which is, you know, good for mounts.
There are no rules in the world.
So we are going to skip the story if you guys want to pause and kind of read it to get a, you know, a vibe of it, but it's probably going to be like Chinese mythology. That's what I'm kind of, you know, getting from their other games and this game. That's the vibe I'm getting. Seems like, I'm pretty sure I saw some art that was very reminiscent of like Wukong and stuff like that. So, yeah, Chinese mythology. So we're just running around. We're just running around following the quests. Top right, we got a map. Map to see stuffs. Pretty neat. We got some barbarian looking dudes, so we're just gonna wreck their faces, man. We got some bandits. And we're just kind of destroying their faces. I'm imagining, because of the type of game that it is, so it does seem to be kind of like an open, you know, MMO type game. So it's not just like a dungeon crawler action RPG. It does seem to be like an actual MMO kind of. Yeah, kind of horde-ish though. Like as you can see, it's very button spammy. It's very kind of brawly. Like just lots of respawning, lots of numbers. So I think older phones definitely won't be able to play this game. But as you can see, that class, very mobile with its attacks. So that's pretty cool.
Nobody can intrude on them. Nobody can intrude onto my territory.
So I'm just gonna follow the story here, I guess.
Nobody can intrude onto my territory.
Skyland Chu. So it looks like, I wonder what the PvP. I think the PvP is really gonna be the point of the game, though. And of course, he has a spin to win. Of course, the swordsman has a spin to win. So where am I going? It says go here, but then, oh, I gotta collect stuff. Okay, so you gotta collect some stuff. Roger that, friendos. Roger that. Yeah, I think the game, even if it is grindy and usual with its questing and stuff, I think the PvP might be where it's at, because you do pick a faction, and, you know, with how Age of Wushu, at least, and their other action RPG, you know, PvP is a pretty big aspect, so, yeah.
Nobody can intrude on them. Nobody can intrude onto my territory.
All right, well, let's keep clicking the things and going to the places and doing, you know, just following the indicators. That's basic stuff, man. Just first impressions 101. So we're just doing the things, man. But I'm trying to find things that really impress me. Now, I mean, the game does look good, but there are other action RPGs that look and play better. But you have to remember that this isn't going to be just an action RPG. It is really focusing on multiplayer, so it is limiting your FPS so that you can really get that multiplayer, that almost MMO, like, you know, MMO stuff that you'd play on PC. Obviously, it ain't no Guild Wars 2, but you could probably have some really cool interactions, isometrically, you know, top down, as a mobile game. But we'll see. Hopefully, we do get to do some PvP. I would enjoy it, but I'm imagining, since this is kind of geared more like a MMO, which means I would need to get gear, then yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna be able to get to that yet, but you know, I think that it could be pretty freaking cool. Could you imagine it? I think 3v3 would make a lot of sense. One per class, and then have like ranked leaderboards and stuff. Almost like Blade and Soul-ish, but you know, 3v3. Basically MOBA-ish would be pretty cool. Fighting over open world would be nice, kind of like Albion Online or Dostal. Though I think Albion Online is a little bit more appropriate because it's actually a mobile game. Now, is this gonna be like Albion Online? I don't know if it's gonna be like open world or anything. So far, it seems like somewhere like it's more like an online action RPG. I think it still will be dungeon crawly, but it has the potential, from what we've seen so far, to have open world combat. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know if like the dungeons are open world, like Crush Online. I'm just unsure. I'm inconfident in that because with mobile games, you never know. You never know. It could be super basic, or it could be like really grandiose, like Albion Online. It's a full-fledged desktop game that you play on mobile. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I play a lot of these, but normally they don't impress me, so I don't get very far in them. But we'll see. So the game seems like, as you can see, it seems extremely spammy, extremely grindy. It's not very difficult, and my screen just went black, so that means, oh, we got a boss fight. Let's go. We're gonna fight Boulder. Skippity scap. Let's go fight Boulder, guys. We have an ability. Pretty big ability, so let's kind of kite backwards. Oh, we got to turn around. And now the movements and controls is pretty good, but the problem that I have is that there's latency between my character moving and attacking, but that could just be my class. That could be, you know, my downside. Because I'm meant to kind of be static. So maybe I don't know. It's pretty cool. You got to worry about positioning and everything. I do like that aspect. But I guess personally, I would like to play as the Blade class. You know, the mobility with the attacks, the spin to win. That's more of my personal play style. But you know, I like that you do have the choice between 3 different classes. I would like to see more classes, especially in a game that's supposed to be like an MMO. Even other action RPGs, like sometimes will have more than 3 classes, 4 at least. So only having 3 classes is pretty limiting. Let's see if there's what customization we have with the classes. Now we might not be able to see that. You know, the game could just like very slowly bring us into the actual like content of the game. Sometimes like customization might be much later. I don't know if there's talents. World of Warcraft, you didn't get talents to like level 11. So, you know, sometimes that just happens. We can't show off everything in a first impression, but the game is, I mean, it seems pretty static. It seems pretty usual. So I'm just gonna walk around while I talk about this. It seems pretty usual, as in it seems like an online action RPG that's very social, and it seems like it could potentially have some really awesome skill, but for first impressions, it seems like a very Eastern-oriented game. And I know it's Eastern mythology, but it has some Eastern gameplay mechanic, sort of like train of thought. Very grindy, very easy at the beginning. Hopefully it gets very difficult at the end. I'm imagining it will be. Lots of cool mounts to collect, apparently. Game looks good. It's not running at 60 FPS, which I really like a 60 FPS, but then again, it's a mobile game. I understand there's certain things you can't have, but I really wish I could get the full power of my NVIDIA Shield here. And I know the game could run at 60 FPS, but it's not. I'm imagining, oh, I can't go here. There's invisible walls here for some reason. Now, I'm imagining it's because there's going to be like PvP areas, and that PvP gets hectic as fuck. Or maybe the dungeons, which could be really fun. So, I don't know. We're just getting a very little taste of the game. And like many other mobile games, it seems like they're just going to tease us for forever. A very large grind, which sucks for a live first impression. But we're gonna keep playing a little bit. Let's go give this thing to the person. Okay, there is an auto path. I didn't know there was or not. You just click the quest thing on the left there. But it's good the game doesn't auto play. That's you know, thank God doesn't auto play. Finally we get teleport. Okay, so guys, we're getting our skills incredibly quickly. That's a good thing. That's very good. So the game is moving us through the game at a heightened pace. Okay. You know what? Let's keep playing. Oh, there's a dragon in there, dude. Azure Dragon. What's up, Azure Dragon? Now, kind of similar to a lot of Eastern games, you have really big numbers, and I'm not sure why that is. I really don't know. Okay, what's this? I think we're accessing more of the game skills. We can learn different skills, guys. Is this our talent trees? And we can level. Okay, so the leveling process, we get to choose which abilities we want to level first. Just a little bit of customization. See, look at these big ass numbers. Unnecessary, but I don't know. Some people like it, you know? Okay, so, and we can see some different abilities. We have Ice Blast, Starfall. So we have 4 skills. Those are our 4 skills in our main auto attack. And then we have, I think, an ultimate. But let's see, I think that's it. Is that the only customization we have? Okay, no, we have perks. We can add different perks. I don't know if you choose between one or the other. I'm hoping it's a choice, because that's the customization, but still. For an MMO, not much customization. For an action RPG, still not much customization. But it is there, and I think it seems like it could be meaningful as long as the PvP is on point and the dungeons actually do have true difficulty and team compositions. But then again, there's only 3 players. I don't know. If this game was on desktop, I would be not impressed. But as a mobile game, I think it makes sense. But still, I don't know how to feel about it. I feel kind of neutral. We would have to go for a little bit further. Now, normally I don't take that stance. Normally in first impressions, I jump the shark, man. I just go, yeah, this game sucks, or this game is good. But for this one,
Watching the battles in the world
I just don't know.
reminds me of the
I
peace
honestly
and
don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. What did I just turn into a butterfly? Dude, this is what I'm talking about. I have no idea what to expect from this game. It's kind of adorable. I mean, it's not cutesy, but it's weird. It's a weird game, and I don't know how to feel about it, and I'm very unaware of this type of genre because it's somewhere in between MMO and action RPG, and I'm not quite sure of all the full features and how they actually work. You know, some games say they have PvP, but then it's bots. It's not real-time PvP, so I don't know what this game has. I don't know what it has to offer. All I know for first impressions is that it wasn't bad, and it definitely has some potential, but I don't think it's for everybody at the same time. And it's a mobile game though, and it probably will run on... It'll probably run on modern machines, obviously, but I don't think, like, if you have like the newest greatest phone or a tablet that's meant for gaming at 60 FPS, you're gonna feel a little bit underwhelmed because they do lock it. But honestly, a lot of mobile games do that. They have lower quality audio, lower quality graphics, stuff like that. Oh shit, it's draining my battery like crazy though. It is an MMO. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is a first impression, man. Chaos Lords. Check it out on mobile now. My name's Skylant with Attack Gaming. And I'll see you guys later. Welcome back, Attack, and today we're going to be talking about 2016's best MMO RPGs. These are going to be the new MMO games that we get to experience, at least in the West. Yeah, some of these games are going to be localized titles, but for the most part, these are going to be entirely new MMOs, so get hyped for that. And these are going to be the games that we are almost certain will actually launch in 2016. But with that in mind, let's go ahead, jump right into it, starting at number 10.